The mirror prayer. What you say to yourself defines your wealth. Have you ever stood in front of a mirror and realized you weren't just the mirror prayer? What you say to yourself defines your wealth. Have you ever stood in front of a mirror and realized you weren't just the mirror prayer? What you say to yourself defines your wealth. Have you ever seen your own reflection, but also the beliefs you carry within? How many times have you looked at yourself and thought, I'm not capable, I'm unlucky, wealth isn't for me? Seeing your own reflection, but also the beliefs you carry. These silent phrases, often spoken without realizing it, are prayers that shape your reality. Yes, every word you repeat in the mirror is a decree to the universe. These silent phrases verse, and the universe obediently responds. Now imagine if, instead of criticism, doubts, and fears, you could transform verse and form each reflection into a sacred altar where prayer wasn't asked of the heavens but declared to yourself in the here and now. Imagine looking deep into your own eyes and affirming with faith, I am worthy, I am abundance, I am wealth in motion. The power born from this simple gesture has been called the mirror prayer. It's not just about repeating motivational phrases, but a spiritual and scientific ritual that combines the power of the law of attraction, the teachings of masters like Napoleon Hill, and the discoveries of neuroscience. When you stand in front of a mirror, your brain enters a state of greater receptivity, as if your mind understands there's nowhere to escape. There, face to face with your essence, each recorded word echoes more intensely in your subconscious. It's like planting seeds in fertile soil. Sooner or later they germinate and bear fruit. Many seek prosperity by chasing money, but they forget that true wealth begins within. The mirror reveals not only your image, but also how much you allow yourself to receive. Therefore, in this video, you will discover how to transform this common object into a powerful tool for manifestation. You will learn specific prayers to reprogram your mind, powerful phrases that destroy limiting beliefs and awaken abundance, and visualize yourself as a prosperous, wealthy, and deserving person. If you've tried the law of attraction and felt it didn't work, perhaps you've been missing that intimate connection. Facing yourself without masks, because it's in the mirror that the truth appears, and it's in it that transformation begins. Get ready. From today on, every time you look at yourself, it will be different. The reflection will not only be of who you are now, but of who you choose to become. Before revealing the complete technique, I ask that you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Just as a mirror multiplies light, you will be multiplying hope and prosperity in the lives of others. The hidden power of the mirror. Mirrors have always carried mystical symbolism throughout history. In ancient traditions, they were believed to be a window to the soul. Shamans, healers, and even kings used mirrors as instruments to access invisible dimensions. Today, science confirms something similar. When we look at ourselves, we activate specific areas of the brain linked to identity, self-esteem, and emotion. This means that every time you look at yourself and speak words of power, these messages go straight to the deepest regions of your mind. And that's where the magic lies. When you wake up and look at yourself, what's the first thing you say? Many people start their day with phrases like, I'm finished, I'm too old, I won't be able to pay the bills. These are unconscious prayers. They are decrees that, without realizing it, you place before the altar of the mirror, and the universe, which always responds to vibration, returns exactly what you project. That's why the mirror prayer is so transformative. It breaks the cycle of negativity and inaugurates a cycle of abundance. Try it today. Stand in front of a mirror, take a deep breath, and look into your eyes for a few seconds. Then say, I am worthy of wealth. Money flows to me easily. I am a magnet for prosperity. It may feel strange at first, perhaps even uncomfortable, But over time, you will feel a different energy taking over your body. It's as if your own soul responds. You finally understand who you are. This daily practice creates a new internal reflection. Instead of seeing yourself as needy or limited, you begin to see yourself as a source of power. And the more this vision is repeated, the more it becomes engraved in the subconscious, until it becomes a natural part of your identity. And remember, identity creates destiny. The mind is a mirror of the universe. When you stand in front of a mirror, something much deeper happens than simply contemplating your physical image. The reflection is symbolic. It represents how you perceive yourself and, consequently, how you project that vision to the world. The mirror doesn't lie. If, when looking at it, you feel shame, fear, or inferiority, it means these emotions are imprinted in your subconscious. But if, when looking at yourself, you can confidently utter empowering words, it's as if you've opened a direct channel to the universe. The law of attraction teaches that everything we think and feel becomes a vibration. This vibration, in turn, attracts circumstances and opportunities that match it. Now imagine, if you look in the mirror and declare, "I'm a failure. I'll never have money. Things aren't working out for me." What are you vibrating? Scarcity. And scarcity attracts more scarcity. But if even in the midst of difficulties, you look at your reflection and say, "I am prosperity in action. I deserve wealth. I am abundant," then you change the signal of your vibration, and the universe begins to rearrange the pieces of reality to reflect this new frequency. This practice is powerful because it combines two essential elements: words and images. The word is the decree, the seed sown. The image is the ground where this seed takes root. When you look in the mirror while uttering wealth affirmations, the impact is much greater than simply repeating them mentally. The subconscious doesn't distinguish between reality and symbolism. For it, looking yourself in the eye while declaring prosperity is the most convincing proof that it's true. Science has shown that repeating thoughts creates new neural pathways. This means that each time you repeat a phrase, you're strengthening a mental pathway that becomes easier to navigate. Over time, this pathway becomes the primary route, and thoughts of wealth flow naturally. The mirror then acts as an accelerator for this process. It amplifies the power of repetition because it adds emotion and presence. You're not just thinking about prosperity, you're experiencing the prosperity before you. Perhaps you've tried affirmations in the past and given up because you thought they didn't work. The problem isn't the technique, but the emotional intensity with which it was applied. Mechanically saying a phrase doesn't transform anything. But when you look into your eyes, take a deep breath and energetically declare, "I am worthy of infinite abundance," it creates a different vibration. It's like the difference between whispering and shouting to the universe. And guess what? The universe responds in kind. There are reports of people who completely changed their lives simply by incorporating this practice. One man in financial difficulty, for example, began looking in the mirror every morning and saying, "Money comes to me in unexpected ways." Within a few weeks, opportunities began to appear where he least expected them. An extra job, a forgotten investment, even a gift he received without asking for it. This is no coincidence. It's proof that what you tell yourself determines what you get. And here's an important detail. It's not enough to just ask. The mirror prayer is not a plea, but a declaration. You shouldn't position yourself as someone needy and begging, but as someone affirming the truth of your identity. Instead of saying, "I want wealth," say, "I am wealth." Instead of saying, "One day I will be prosperous," say, "I am prosperous now." This difference changes everything because the subconscious records the message in the present, and the universe works based on the current vibration, not on future promises. At the same time, this mirror practice corrects one of the biggest mistakes people make, when trying to use the law of attraction. They forget to engage their body, gaze, and emotions. The mirror forces you to be present. There's no escape. It's you with yourself. It's the chance to align mind, heart, and spirit in a single act. When this happens, the energy you emit becomes magnetic, irresistible, capable of attracting prosperity much more quickly. Take the test. Choose a time of day, preferably upon waking or before bed, when your mind is most receptive. Stand in front of a mirror, maintain eye contact with yourself, and declare at least 3 empowering phrases. Example: I am infinite abundance. Money comes to me easily. My life overflows with prosperity. Repeat calmly, feeling each word as if it were an already existing reality. Gradually, you will notice changes not only in your way of thinking, but also in your emotional state. And your emotional state is the magnetic field that attracts reality. This is the essence of the mirror prayer, transforming a simple, everyday act into a sacred ritual of prosperity. By looking within, you become the messenger and the receiver, the priest and the altar, the creator and the creation. And when this awareness awakens, nothing can stop the flow of wealth that is about to arrive. The prayer that reprograms identity. The greatest secret of the mirror prayer lies not only in the phrases you repeat, but in the identity these phrases begin to build within you. Everything you possess today, your possessions, your career, your relationships, is a reflection of who you believe you are. Life is an echo of your identity. If deep down you believe you are poor, the universe responds with poverty. If you believe you are limited, the universe sets limits. But if you shift your identity to someone prosperous, worthy, powerful, and capable, all of reality bends to reflect that. Napoleon Hill once said that the human mind, when fueled by unshakable faith, transforms any desire into reality. And faith doesn't arise out of thin air, it's born of repetition. The mirror is where this repetition becomes visceral, because you're not just saying it, you're witnessing it. You see yourself declaring it, you hear yourself affirming it, you feel yourself vibrating. It's a triple impact on the subconscious, impossible to ignore. Every time you look at yourself and say, I'm rich, even if you don't have any money in your account yet, your subconscious records that information as a potential reality. And since it doesn't differentiate between current and imagined reality, it begins to guide your thoughts and actions to confirm that statement. This is how doors open, ideas emerge, and people appear. It's not magic, it's mental reprogramming aligned with universal energy. Many fail in the law of attraction because they try to attract wealth without first feeling rich. They want to receive without changing how they see themselves. The mirror breaks this cycle. It forces you to face yourself and ask, who am I really? If you respond with fear, life responds with fear. But if you respond with faith, life reorganizes itself in favor of your faith. The mirror prayer is different from all others because it doesn't rely on intermediaries. You're not praying to a distant saint, nor to a force outside of yourself. You're looking within, declaring that God's temple is your own being and that prosperity already dwells within you. It's a practice that unites spirituality and science, faith and psychology, mysticism and neuroscience. Now let's do a powerful exercise. Tomorrow, when you wake up, go straight to the mirror before looking at your phone, before any distractions. Take 3 deep breaths and say, today I choose to be prosperous. Today I am worthy of abundance. Today, money comes to me in unexpected ways. Repeat slowly, looking into your own eyes. Notice the energy this generates. It's as if you're giving an order to the universe. And the universe, which never fails, will begin to align situations so that this order is fulfilled. Remember, identity doesn't change overnight, but each repetition is a brick placed in the construction of a new self. Each mirror prayer strengthens the foundation of your new reality, and the more you commit to this ritual, the faster the transformation will be. And here's a little talked about secret. The subconscious doesn't accept contradictions forever. If you say, "I'm rich" every day, and simultaneously keep thinking, "I have nothing," there will be an internal conflict. But if you persist, if you repeat it with emotion and presence, there comes a point where the subconscious surrenders. It stops resisting and starts accepting. And the moment it accepts, the external world adjusts. This is the turning point. You might even ask, but what if I'm deceiving myself? What if I look in the mirror and say things that aren't yet true? The answer is simple. You already do. When you look at yourself and think, "I'm ugly, I'm poor, I'm unlucky," you're also lying, because your essence is divine, perfect, abundant. What you call truth now is just a limited belief. So if you're going to deceive yourself, choose a deception that liberates. Choose words that uplift, not imprison. The Bible says, "Let the weak say, I am strong." This doesn't mean denying reality, but declaring a new reality until it manifests. This is what the mirror prayer does. It takes your current vision and replaces it with a higher one. You stop being a slave to what you see and become a creator of what you want to see. Make a commitment. Never again look in the mirror without declaring something powerful. Never again waste the opportunity to transform your reflection into a prophet of abundance. Look at yourself and say, "I am the image and likeness of divine prosperity. I am wealth in flesh and blood. I am worthy of all that is best." These words, spoken daily, begin to vibrate so strongly within you that reality cannot resist them. This is the essence. The mirror prayer reprograms your identity, and when your identity changes, everything changes. You will no longer be someone trying to get rich. You will be someone who is already rich in spirit, mind, and energy. And when this truth takes hold, the physical world has no choice but to obey. The mirror as a portal to abundance. The mirror is much more than just a common object in your bathroom or bedroom. It's a symbol, a portal, and an ally. Since ancient times, different cultures have believed that mirrors have the power to reveal hidden truths. In Japan, for example, the mirror was considered one of the 3 sacred treasures, a symbol of purity and enlightenment. For the ancient Slavic peoples, it was a tool for connecting with the soul. In Egypt, priests used polished surfaces to reflect sunlight and convey divine messages. Understand, in all these traditions, the mirror was seen as something sacred, never banal. And when you apply this to the practice of mirror prayer, you understand that you are standing before a portal of abundance. Each time you face yourself and pronounce an affirmation of prosperity, you are opening an energetic passage between what you desire and what you manifest. It's as if you were saying to the universe, "I recognize myself as prosperous, I accept myself as rich, I declare myself worthy." And the universe responds, "So be it." Many people make the mistake of thinking that prosperity is just physical effort. Working, paying bills, chasing after things, trying in every way. Of course, action is important, but action without the right vibration is like running in circles. Lots of movement, little result. The mirror prayer aligns your vibration, makes you act from a state of abundance, and then your actions become magnetic. You begin to attract clients, opportunities, business, and even miracles that would otherwise not appear. Now reflect with me. How many times have you looked in the mirror to criticize yourself, to complain about wrinkles, your tired appearance, everything you don't like about yourself? And how many times have you used the same mirror to bless yourself? It's amazing how most people dedicate more energy to condemning themselves than to blessing themselves. And every condemnation is a negative prayer. Every criticism is a seed of scarcity. But the good news is that, starting today, you can change this cycle. Simply reverse your intention. The same mirror that was once used as a weapon of self-criticism will now be used as an altar of prosperity. Imagine this scene. You stand in front of the mirror, place your hand over your heart and say, "I fully accept myself. I'm worthy of the infinite abundance God has prepared for me. Money comes to me in a constant flow. I'm a channel of divine prosperity." As you say this, feel each word vibrate. See the flame of truth in your eyes. The energy you release in this moment is not small. It penetrates invisible layers and creates new possibilities. Some people say, "But I don't believe that." You don't have to believe it right away. You need to practice. The brain learns through repetition. Even if it seems strange at first, over time, you'll feel the difference. The mirror prayer is like watering a plant. At first, you don't see anything, but the roots are growing stronger. After a while, shoots emerge, and soon flowers and fruit appear. This is what happens with your financial and spiritual life. And here's a key point: speak out loud. Sound has creative power. God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. It wasn't a thought, it was a spoken word. When you speak out loud in front of a mirror, your words take shape, vibration, and frequency. They aren't just thoughts, but sound energy capable of shaping reality. The more you hear yourself declaring wealth, the more natural it will be to believe in it. Another detail: smile. Smiling is a universal language of acceptance. When you smile in the mirror, your brain understands that experience as positive. It's like anchoring the affirmation in an emotion of joy. So instead of repeating it mechanically, smile, feel, and live the truth you're declaring. This way, each word becomes a living prayer. If you practice this ritual in the morning, you carry the vibration throughout the day. If you practice at night, you fall asleep sending this information to your subconscious, which begins working while you sleep. In other words, there's no wrong time. The important thing is to practice every day without fail. Consistency creates transformation. And remember, prosperity isn't just about money. The mirror prayer can also be used to attract health, love, inner peace, and happiness, because deep down, wealth is about fulfillment. When you look at yourself and declare, "I am healthy, I am loved, I am peace," these realities begin to manifest. And the curious thing is that the more you fill yourself with love, peace, and health, the easier it is to attract money. After all, money is just an extension of your energy. So make the mirror your daily ally. Don't let it be just an object where you fix your hair or check your outfit. Use it as a portal, an altar, a tool of power. Because what you say to yourself in front of it doesn't stay trapped in the reflection. It echoes in the universe and returns multiplied. Power, phrases for the mirror prayer. The time has come to move beyond reflection and put it into practice. Many people hear about the law of attraction, believing it's a beautiful thing, but don't know how to apply it in their daily lives. The secret lies in consistency and the way you talk to yourself. Therefore, I'm going to share a set of powerful phrases for you to use in your mirror prayer. They are decrees that combine faith, vibration, and neuroscience. First of all, prepare yourself. Go to the mirror, take 3 deep breaths, maintain eye contact, and place your hand over your heart. This simple gesture creates a state of presence and truth. Remember, don't just say it with your mouth, but with your heart. Feel the words as if they were already reality. Now repeat, "I am infinite abundance. Money seeks me out every day in unexpected ways. My life overflows with prosperity in every area. I am worthy of receiving wealth and opportunities. The energy of money flows freely in my life. I am grateful for all I have and for what is coming." These phrases may seem simple, but they carry immense power. The subconscious best understands short, direct, and positive messages. When you repeat them in front of the mirror, you're reinforcing these truths within yourself. But be careful. Don't repeat them as if you were praying automatically. Each phrase should be pronounced like a decree, as if giving an order to the universe. Now I'll give you an advanced sequence. Imagine yourself standing in front of the mirror at night, tired after a busy day, but determined to reprogram your mind. Look yourself in the eyes and say, "I release all beliefs of scarcity inherited from the past. I forgive myself for any financial mistakes. I open myself to the infinite flow of prosperity. I am a channel of blessings and wealth for myself and others. The universe conspires in my favor and guides me to abundance." Notice how these phrases work not only on desire, but also on emotional healing. Often, what hinders prosperity isn't a lack of action, but rather the guilt, shame, or fear associated with money. When you look in the mirror and declare forgiveness, acceptance, and openness, you release the stagnant energy that was blocking the flow. An essential detail: repeat each phrase at least 3 times. The number 3 carries deep spiritual symbolism, representing the balance between mind, body, and spirit. Furthermore, repetition reinforces learning in the subconscious. The more you repeat, the more solid the new mental pattern becomes. Another powerful practice is using your name. When declaring, include your own name, so your subconscious receives the message in an even more personalized way. Example: Claudio, you are worthy of abundance. Maria, you are a magnet for wealth. This creates a direct connection, as if someone is affirming truths to you, but in reality, it's your soul speaking to itself. You might wonder, what if I don't really believe? Believe me, that's normal at first. Don't fight doubt, just practice. Belief will come over time as your mind begins to see results. It's like training a muscle. At first it hurts, it feels strange, but then it becomes natural and even pleasurable. And remember, always associate the mirror prayer with gratitude. Gratitude is the key that multiplies everything. When you finish your declaration, say, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." Feel the energy of gratitude take over your being. When you give thanks, even before receiving, you send the universe the message that you already possess. And when you already possess in vibration, it's only a matter of time before you possess in matter. Make this practice a daily habit. In the morning, use empowering phrases to start the day vibrating high. In the evening, use liberating and open phrases to end the day with peace and confidence. The mirror will become an altar of prosperity, a sacred space where you converse with your soul and shape your future. And here's a final key to this section. Don't be afraid to dream big in your declarations. Don't limit your prayer to timid phrases. Declare abundant wealth, declare millions, declare financial freedom. The universe knows no limits, only vibrations. If you declare small, you attract small. If you declare big, you attract big. So in front of the mirror, be bold, be confident, be prosperous in every word. The 21-day ritual to reprogram the mind. If there's one secret that separates those who merely hear about the law of attraction from those who truly experience it, it's consistency. There's no point in practicing the mirror prayer once, feeling a positive energy, and then abandoning it. The subconscious needs continuous repetition to replace old patterns, and that's why the 21-day rule exists. Several studies in psychology and neuroscience have shown that when you repeat a new habit daily for at least 21 days in a row, it stops being an effort and becomes a natural part of your life. Imagine, for years, perhaps decades, you've stared at yourself in the mirror with criticism, judgment, and negative statements. Don't expect a single day of positive affirmations to erase all that history. But if you commit to 21 days without fail, you create a milestone in your mind. You send your subconscious the message that you're determined to change. And when your mind perceives this firm decision, it cooperates. The 21-day ritual works like this. Choose a fixed time, preferably first thing in the morning or at night before bed. Go to the mirror, take 3 deep breaths, smile, and begin to pronounce your empowering phrases. Use at least 5 different affirmations, repeating each one 3 times. Then close your eyes for a few seconds and visualize your life transformed. receiving money, signing contracts, living in abundance. At the end, give thanks 3 times. The entire process takes only 5 to 10 minutes, but the impact is enormous. Maintaining discipline is essential. It doesn't matter if you're tired, if the day was difficult, if it seems like nothing has changed. Do it anyway. The subconscious needs repetition, not excuses. In the first few days, you may feel resistance. Your mind may say, "This is nonsense, it won't work. You're fooling yourself. This is natural." It's the echo of old beliefs trying to survive. But the more you persist, the more these voices become silent. And when the final days of the cycle arrive, you realize that something has changed. Your energy, your posture, your look in the mirror. This is where many report miracles. During this period, doors begin to open, not because the mirror is magical, but because you've changed your vibration. You've become someone who believes, and what you believe attracts. The universe responds not to what you desire superficially, but to what you vibrate deeply. To reinforce this, write your power phrases on a piece of paper and post them near your mirror. This way, you'll always have a reminder and won't have to rely solely on memory. Another tip: record your journey in a notebook. Write down how you felt on the first day, the 5th, the 10th. Record the signs you begin to notice: unexpected money, a proposal, a date. These records will strengthen your faith because you'll see with your own eyes that the practice works. You can even transform this ritual into a special moment. Light a white candle next to the mirror, play soft music, and create a sacred atmosphere. The more you treat this moment as something important, the stronger the energy you emanate will be. The mirror ceases to be an ordinary object and becomes a portal, connecting you to divine prosperity. Now here's a spiritual key. During these 21 days, avoid negative words outside of the mirror as well. There's no point in declaring yourself prosperous in front of your reflection and then spending the rest of the day complaining about bills, saying you have no money or that everything is difficult. The mirror prayer must be accompanied by daily vigilance. Be a guardian of your words, because every sentence spoken outside of the ritual is also a prayer. If you truly commit, these 21 days can transform not only your financial life, but also your identity. You'll begin to see yourself differently, and this new perspective will attract new opportunities. It's like changing the lenses through which you see the world. Things don't change on the outside first, they change within you, and then the world reflects that change. On the 21st day, celebrate. Give thanks for the complete cycle, acknowledge victories, even small ones, and reaffirm your commitment to continue. Because the truth is, after 21 days, you won't want to stop. This ritual will become a natural part of your routine, just like brushing your teeth or taking a shower. And every time you look in the mirror, the reminder will automatically arise: I am abundance. This is the power of habit, transforming something that once seemed difficult into something as natural as breathing. And when mirror prayer becomes natural, prosperity becomes inevitable. The light of God's word in the mirror. The mirror prayer is not just a self-help technique, but a reconnection with spiritual truth revealed thousands of years ago. The Bible is full of passages that confirm the power of words, vision, and identity. When you stand before the mirror and declare prosperity, you are applying spiritual principles that have always existed, but that few have dared to practice consciously. Proverbs says, "As a man thinks in his heart, so is he." This means that how you see yourself is the reality you create. If you see yourself in the mirror as defeated, your life will reflect defeat. But if you see yourself as a child of God, heir to divine abundance, then your life will begin to reflect victory. The mirror becomes, in this context, a sacred tool for aligning the soul's vision with God's promise. Jesus also said, "According to your faith, let it be done to you." Now, faith is not just believing in something distant, but declaring as true that which is not yet seen. When you look into your own eyes and say, "I am prosperous," even without having money in hand, you are exercising faith. You are calling into existence things that do not yet exist, just as God did in the beginning when He said, "Let there be light," before any light existed. Another powerful point is the practice of blessing yourself. We're often taught to ask for blessings, but we forget that we also have the power to release them into our own lives. In Numbers, we read, "The Lord bless you and keep you." This is not just a promise, but a model. Just as the priests declared blessings over the people, you can declare blessings over yourself in front of the mirror. By saying, "I am blessed, I am kept, I am prosperous," you are placing yourself in the same light of the word that transforms realities. Now notice the depth of this. The mirror reflects your image, but it also reflects your faith. It shows not only who you are, but who you believe you are. Every time you look at yourself and declare wealth, you are planting a seed in the spiritual world. And as it is written in Galatians, whatever a man sows, that he will also reap. The mirror prayer is the daily sowing of words that will inevitably bring a harvest of prosperity. But here's a detail many people overlook: intention. Jesus warned that repeating empty words isn't enough. Strength lies in the heart, in the conviction with which you speak. If you look in the mirror only to repeat soulless phrases, there's no power. But if you apply emotion, faith, and presence, each word becomes a sword of light that cuts the bonds of scarcity. Another example comes from the psalmist who said, "Create in me a clean heart and renew a steadfast spirit within me." This prayer can be adapted to the mirror. As you look at yourself, you can say, "Create in me an abundant mind. Renew within me a spirit of prosperity." In this way, you transform the mirror into an altar, your mouth into a trumpet, and your life into a living testimony of divine abundance. There's also a special connection to the idea that we were created in the image and likeness of God. When you look in the mirror, you see a reflection of the one who is the source of all prosperity. How, then, can you deny yourself wealth if the Creator Himself owns all gold and silver? If we are like Him, it's natural that prosperity is our inheritance. But this inheritance only manifests when we believe in it and claim it in faith. The mirror is the place where you remember this truth daily. Try a spiritual experiment. Take a Bible verse and turn it into a prayer in front of the mirror. For example, use Philippians 4:19. "My God will meet all my needs according to His riches in glory in Christ Jesus." Now go to the mirror, look into your eyes and say, "My God meets all my needs. I do not live in lack, I live in abundance." Or use Psalm 23:1. "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." In the mirror, declare, "I lack nothing. I am cared for. I am supplied in every way." This practice combines spirituality and mental reprogramming in a unique way. There's no way your life will remain the same when you place the living word before your reflection every day. The mirror becomes your own personal pulpit, where you are both preacher and listener. And with each declaration, faith grows and abundance draws near. The result is extraordinary. People who once saw themselves as small begin to see themselves as giants. People who lived in fear begin to declare courage. Those who thought themselves unworthy discover they are heirs to the kingdom. The reflection in the mirror is no longer that of a fragile and limited being, but of someone who knows that what they say to themselves defines their wealth. And to engrave this in your soul, here is a biblical prayer adapted for the mirror. "I am a child of the Most High. I was created in the image and likeness of God. The Lord is my shepherd, and I lack nothing. I am the head and not the tail. I am above and not below. Abundance accompanies me, prosperity pursues me, and I live under divine grace every day of my life. Thank you, Lord, for I am already prosperous in Christ Jesus." Practice this daily, and you will see not only your mind change, but the sky open up over your life. the science behind the mirror prayer. Many people believe that practices like mirror prayer belong solely to the realm of faith. But the truth is that modern science is gradually confirming what spiritual masters and ancient sages already knew. When you stand in front of a mirror and chant prosperity phrases, something profound happens in your brain, body, and energy field. Let's start with neuroscience. Within our brain, there are structures called mirror neurons. They were discovered by Italian scientists in the 1990s and demonstrate that the brain has the ability to imitate and feel as if it were experiencing what it sees. That's why when you see someone smiling, you feel the urge to smile too. Or when you see someone sad, you feel empathy. Now think, what happens when you look in the mirror declaring prosperity? Your mirror neurons register not only your speech, but also your expression, your gaze, your smile. The brain interprets this as lived reality. It's as if you were watching yourself in the role of a prosperous person and automatically began to believe that role. Another fundamental concept is neuroplasticity. The brain isn't static, it reshapes itself according to thoughts and experiences. When you repeat empowering phrases daily, new neural connections are formed. The more you repeat, the stronger these connections become, until they become automatic thought patterns. The mirror prayer, therefore, is an exercise in targeted neuroplasticity. You are consciously building neural pathways of prosperity. But the science doesn't stop there. There's also the physiological impact. Positive words, when spoken with emotion, activate the release of neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, which are associated with motivation, pleasure, and well-being. In other words, the mirror prayer not only reprograms your mind, but also changes your body's chemical state, boosting your energy and willingness to attract new opportunities. From a quantum physics perspective, everything in the universe is energy and vibration. The words you speak carry specific frequencies. MRI studies show that different emotions generate distinct patterns of brain vibration. Anger and fear create disharmonious waves, while gratitude and joy create harmonious waves. When you declare in a mirror, "I am infinite abundance," you're not just speaking, you're vibrating that frequency. The mirror, in this case, acts as an amplifier, visually reinforcing the message you're sending. Japanese researcher Masaru Emoto conducted famous experiments with water crystals. He discovered that positive words and harmonious music created beautiful, symmetrical crystals, while negative words generated chaotic, distorted shapes. Our bodies are composed of about 70% water. Imagine the effect of looking in the mirror and declaring words of love, abundance, and prosperity every day. You are literally altering the molecular structure of your body to reflect harmony and wealth. Another fascinating point is the concept of programming the subconscious during states of relaxation. Research shows that in the first few minutes after waking and the last few minutes before sleep, the brain enters alpha and theta waves, states of greatest receptivity. It is precisely in these moments that the mirror prayer becomes even more powerful. When you declare prosperity in these states, the subconscious mind accepts it much more easily, without resistance. Now, combining science and spirituality, we realize that the mirror is like a divine laboratory within your home. It brings together vision, sound, emotion, vibration, and faith in a single ritual. Few exercises can align so many elements simultaneously. That's why it's so quick and effective. You're not just repeating words, you're creating a complete vibrational field in which mind, body, and spirit work in unity. It's also important to understand that according to psychology, how we see ourselves directly impacts our behavior. If you believe you're incapable, you'll unconsciously make decisions that sabotage your success. But if you believe you're prosperous, you'll start taking actions that align with that belief. The mirror corrects your self-image every day. It rewrites your internal narrative until you naturally behave like someone worthy of wealth. And here's an essential detail. Emotion is key. You can repeat a phrase hundreds of times, but if you don't feel anything, the impact will be small. However, a phrase spoken with true emotion can transform your state in seconds. That's why, when standing in the mirror, it's so important to smile, take a deep breath, and speak with conviction. This emotion is what imprints the message on the subconscious and the vibrational field. Finally, the science of psychosomatics has proven that the body responds to beliefs. People who harbor negative thoughts tend to get sick more often, while those who harbor positive thoughts recover faster and live with greater vitality. Mirror prayer, by aligning mind and emotions, not only attracts financial prosperity, but also improves physical and emotional health. Therefore, the practice is not superstition. It is science applied to spirituality. It is consciously using the resources we already have, words, vision, emotion, to create a new reality. When you understand this, you realize that the mirror prayer is not just an exercise, but a path of integral transformation, uniting faith, science, and energy in a single gesture. Real stories of transformation through the mirror. Theories and explanations are powerful, but nothing inspires more than real testimonies. Ordinary people facing challenges decided to try the mirror prayer and discovered that life can change in surprising ways when we change what we tell ourselves. One of the most striking stories is from a woman named Helena. For years, she lived believing she wasn't worthy of abundance. She grew up in a family where she constantly heard phrases like, "Money doesn't grow on trees," "To have something you have to suffer," "Never expect too much from life." These beliefs became the lens through which she viewed the world. As an adult, even working hard, she never managed to prosper. Until one day, tired of so much effort without return, she read about the mirror prayer and decided to try it. At first, she felt ashamed. She would say phrases like, "I am rich," and her mind would quickly retort, "That's a lie, you can barely pay the rent." But even so, she persisted. Every day for 21 days, she looked in the mirror and declared, "I am worthy of abundance. Money comes to me easily. I am worthy of a prosperous life." Something began to change inside her. First, her posture, then her energy at work. Colleagues noticed she spoke with more confidence. Within a few weeks, she received a promotion she had never considered possible. What's more, she began attracting extra clients through her side projects until, within 6 months, her income tripled. Helena realized that the change didn't begin at work, but within herself, in front of the mirror. Another example is Ricardo, a businessman on the verge of bankruptcy. He had lost important contracts and was drowning in debt. Depression was already looming, and he avoided looking in the mirror because he saw only failure. A friend, familiar with the practice, suggested he try the mirror prayer. Reluctantly, he began. At first, he just mumbled phrases in disbelief, but over time, something changed. He began to see himself not as a loser, but as someone capable of rising again. He repeated, "I am prosperity in action. I am worthy of rebuilding my life. I am blessed with new opportunities." A few months later, as he shifted his energy, new partnerships began to emerge. A company he'd lost touch with approached him about a major contract. Soon after, an investor became interested in backing his project. Within a year, Ricardo not only recovered, but also began earning more than before. Today, he gives lectures explaining how the secret wasn't an external miracle, but a transformation that began in the mirror. These stories are repeated in different parts of the world. People who are in debt, unemployed, sick, or emotionally exhausted discovered that change begins with the words we speak to ourselves. When we look in the mirror and declare prosperity, we activate a spiritual, emotional, and physical process of transformation. And you might wonder, will it work for me? The answer is it will if you commit. The universe is no respecter of persons. Energy responds to vibration, not to name or address. If you vibrate scarcity, you will attract scarcity. If you vibrate abundance, you will attract abundance. The mirror is simply the tool that facilitates this change, because in it, you cannot lie to yourself. It is you facing you. Here's another case. Mariana, a young student who dreamed of becoming a doctor, but believed she would never be able to afford college. She kept telling herself it was impossible, until she learned the mirror prayer and began affirming daily, "I am capable. I have the resources. The universe opens paths for me." Shortly thereafter, she received a full scholarship to a program she didn't even know existed. Today, she is graduating, and she always says that the turning point was when she decided to change her words in front of the mirror. Understand, this isn't a coincidence, but a resonance. When you declare yourself prosperous, you attract circumstances that confirm that statement. When you declare yourself poor, you attract experiences that confirm that belief. Life is nothing more than a reflection of what you tell yourself. These stories serve as a reminder that you don't need to wait for distant miracles. The miracle begins in your mouth, in your eyes, in your reflection. The mirror is the stage where you rehearse the life you want to live until it becomes reality. And here's a practical invitation. Start your own story today. Don't wait until you feel ready. Don't wait until you have money to declare prosperity. Don't wait for the world to change before you change your words. Go to the mirror right now, look yourself in the eyes and say, "I am abundance, I am worthy, I am prosperous." Make this a commitment, and in a few weeks you'll be able to write your own transformational testimony. Remember, every success story begins with a decision, and your decision can start in front of the mirror today. The body, emotion, and spirit in the ritual. By now, you've understood the spiritual and scientific basis and even heard stories of transformation. But there's a crucial point: how you practice the mirror prayer. It's not enough to simply say words. You need to align body, emotion, and spirit so that each statement becomes a vibrant truth. The first step is posture. When you stand in front of the mirror, stand erect, with your shoulders open and your head held high. This posture conveys a message of confidence to your body. If you repeat prosperity phrases while hunched over, and lacking energy, your subconscious perceives incoherence. But when you stand firm, like someone already victorious, your body confirms the truth being declared. Remember, the body speaks to the mind, and the mind speaks to the universe. The second step is breathing. Inhale deeply through your nose, hold for a few seconds, and then exhale slowly through your mouth. Do this 3 times before beginning. This practice calms the nervous system, reduces anxiety, and opens space for your words to resonate with a state of peace and clarity. Deep breathing also oxygenates the brain, making it more receptive to the message you're about to deliver. The third step is to gaze. This is perhaps the most challenging. Look into your eyes without looking away, without running away. The mirror reveals not only your physical image, but the truths and lies you've told yourself for years. In the early days, it may be uncomfortable because the reflection reflects your limiting beliefs. But persist. When you look yourself in the eyes and declare prosperity, you are directly imprinting a new identity on your subconscious. It's as if you're saying, "I no longer run from my truth, I face it." The fourth step is emotion. Emotion is energy in motion. If you speak coldly, there's no vibration. But if you smile, add enthusiasm, and let your voice be firm, the impact is multiplied. One sentence spoken with emotion can be more powerful than 100 repeated mechanically. So don't be afraid to exaggerate. Speak with passion, with a sparkle in your eyes, with energy in your heart. Make your soul believe. The fifth step is visualization. As you repeat your phrases, imagine yourself living the reality you declare. If you say, "I am prosperous," visualize money flowing into your account, visualize your family in safety, visualize your dream home. The brain doesn't distinguish reality from vivid imagination. The clearer the image, the stronger the vibration emitted. The mirror, in this case, becomes a screen where you project the future you desire. Now see how to bring all the elements together. You stand in front of the mirror, take a deep breath, raise your shoulders, look into your eyes, smile, and emotionally pronounce empowering phrases while visualizing your abundant life. At this moment, your entire being is aligned. Confident body, focused mind, vibrant emotions, and connected spirit. It's impossible for the universe not to respond to such coherent energy. There are also gestures that enhance the ritual. Placing your hand over your heart while declaring helps anchor the emotion. Pointing to your own reflection can reinforce the message. Opening your arms after the declaration symbolizes openness to receive. These simple gestures create a symbolic language that the subconscious understands more powerfully than words alone. And remember, consistency is key. Practicing one day doesn't change anything, but practicing every day changes everything. The reflex that seems strange today will become natural tomorrow, and what was once merely an affirmation will become identity. Identity breeds destiny. At this point, it's important to emphasize something. Perhaps you've tried other law of attraction techniques and haven't seen results. But the difference here is that the mirror prayer encompasses your entirety. It's not just positive thinking, it's not just repeating phrases, it's not just imagining, it's experiencing all of this in a single act. It's looking into someone's eyes, feeling the emotion, breathing the truth, aligning your body, declaring it out loud, and visualizing it all at the same time. This fusion creates a magnetic field impossible to ignore. And when the practice becomes natural, you'll begin to notice subtle changes. More energy, more clarity, new ideas, unexpected encounters. Life will begin to open doors that previously seemed locked. It's not a coincidence, it's a resonance. You've shifted your frequency and the world responds. Make this a sacred ritual. It's not just talking in the mirror, it's an encounter with your soul. It's a conversation between your present self and your future self, both uniting into one identity. The more committed you are, the faster the results will come. And remember something powerful. Everything you say to yourself in the mirror is never lost. Each word is a seed planted in the fertile soil of the mind. Some germinate quickly, others take a while, but all will bear fruit. The harvest is inevitable. Sealing the ritual with the energy of gratitude. There's a spiritual key that multiplies everything you declare in the mirror. Gratitude. If you've learned to use empowering phrases, align body, mind, and spirit, reprogram your identity, and visualize abundance, there's one final ingredient missing that transforms the ritual into something complete and irresistible to the universe. That ingredient is the act of giving thanks. Gratitude is the universal language of abundance. When you give thanks, even before receiving, you're sending the universe the message that you already have it. And remember, the law of attraction doesn't respond to what you want, but to what you feel you already have. The mirror is the perfect place to capture this feeling. When you finish your declarations, look yourself in the eye again and say, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." Repeat 3 times, sincerely. It's not just repeating words, it's feeling in your heart as if your life has already been transformed. Imagine that the money has already arrived, that prosperity is already in your hands, that doors have already opened. By giving thanks for something that hasn't yet manifested, you are calling the invisible reality into the visible world. And don't underestimate the power of the number 3. The triple repetition has been used in spiritual traditions across cultures. The number 3 represents balance, wholeness, and perfection. By giving thanks 3 times, you harmonize your mind, body, and spirit into a single vibrational state. It's like signing a contract with the universe, confirming that you truly believe what you've said. Here's an example, closing for your mirror prayer. I am infinite abundance. I am worthy of prosperity. I am deserving of all that is best. Thank you, thank you, thank you, because all of this is already a reality in my life. Another powerful model is to combine gratitude with visualization. After your affirmations, close your eyes for a few seconds and imagine yourself receiving something you desire. It could be a signed contract, a trip, an unexpected gift, or a bank transfer. See yourself smiling and say, "Thank you, because this is already happening." The clearer the scene, the stronger the vibration. Gratitude also heals. Many people carry hurts, frustrations, and traumas related to money. Perhaps they've lost deals, perhaps they've been cheated, perhaps they grew up in families where money was a source of contention. When you give thanks, you release these negative memories and make room for the new. In front of the mirror, you can say, "Thank you for the lessons of the past. Thank you because each experience has brought me here. Thank you because today I choose prosperity." In this way, even what seemed like a curse becomes a blessing. And here's another secret. Practice gratitude, not only for what you want, but also for what you already have. Be thankful for your body, for your life, for the air you breathe, for the bed you sleep in, for the food you have. When you recognize the small riches, the universe understands that you are ready to receive the great ones. Those who don't value the little don't attract the much. The mirror is the place where you can practice this perspective of abundance, seeing yourself as someone who already lives in prosperity. You can also create your own closing phrase, something personal and meaningful. It could be, "I am light, I am love, I am prosperity, and I am grateful for that." Or, "Thank you, God, for everything is already done." The important thing is that it be sincere, heartfelt, and real. When gratitude becomes part of the ritual, something in your energy immediately shifts. It's as if your heart opens, your body relaxes, and your soul smiles. The vibration of gratitude is one of the highest there is, and nothing dark, heavy, or negative can resist it. It's like turning on a lamp in a dark room. The light effortlessly dispels the darkness. As the days go by, you'll notice your life beginning to reflect more reasons to be thankful. Small blessings appear, happy coincidences happen, paths open up. This isn't luck, it's the law of attraction responding to your new vibration. Therefore, never end your mirror prayer without giving thanks. Don't leave your declarations unanswered. Sealing with gratitude is like sealing an envelope and sending it to the universe. It's the seal that guarantees your message was received. And remember, no matter how your day went, no matter the problems, there will always be something to be thankful for. If you woke up, you already have a reason. If you can look in the mirror, you already have another. Be thankful for the gift of life and the certainty of abundance that is coming. The more you give thanks, the more reasons the universe will give you to be thankful again. The final reflection. Your wealth is within you. We've reached the end of this journey, but the truth is, this is only the beginning of your transformation. You've learned that the mirror isn't just glass and a reflection. It's a sacred altar, a portal of abundance, a laboratory of the mind, and a direct channel to the universe. What you say to yourself in front of it defines who you will be, what you will have, and how you will live. Many spend their lives looking outward, hoping money will come from a job, a stroke of luck, an inheritance, or someone reaching out. But few realize that true wealth is born within. You are the creator of your reality. The words that come out of your mouth, the thoughts you harbor, and the way you see yourself in the mirror are the seeds that determine your harvest. The mirror teaches a powerful lesson. If you can't believe in yourself, no one else will. If you can't look yourself in the eye and declare prosperity, the world won't be able to reflect prosperity back. The mirror prayer is a daily exercise in faith, courage, and self-love. It's the practice of becoming your greatest supporter, your greatest encourager, your greatest ally. And don't think this is just theory. It's practice, it's discipline, it's decision. If you decide today that you will never again look in the mirror without declaring something powerful, your life will never be the same. Because each day will be a brick placed in the construction of your prosperous identity. Each repetition will be a seed planted in fertile soil, and each gratitude will be the water that makes that seed flourish. Now imagine 6 months from now. Imagine waking up every morning, looking at yourself and repeating with faith, I am abundance, I am wealth, I am worthy. Imagine how different your body, mind, and spirit will be. Imagine how the people around you will perceive the change. Imagine how opportunities will begin to knock on your door. This isn't a distant dream, it's a present choice. And here I ask you a question. Have you ever experienced something similar, where you changed your words and suddenly your reality began to change? Write in the comments. Your experience may inspire others to believe in the power they carry. And if this message resonated with you, if it touched your heart, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Just as a mirror multiplies light, you can multiply prosperity, hope, and transformation in the lives of others. Remember, true prayer is not only the one we pray on our knees, but also the one we say in front of our reflection. Because the reflection is sincere, it doesn't accept masks. It reveals who you are. And from today on, you will no longer see yourself as limited, but as someone abundant, prosperous, worthy, and powerful. Never forget, you don't attract what you desire, you attract what you believe you are. And if you look in the mirror and believe you're already rich, prosperous, and blessed, then the universe will simply reflect that in your life. The reflection you see isn't just of today, it's of who you are becoming. And who are you becoming? Someone who carries within themselves the most powerful prayer of all. The prayer that begins in the heart, transforms into words, and is reflected in abundance. So each morning when you open your eyes, remember a simple transformative truth. The mirror prayer, what you say to yourself, defines your wealth.